Hey all. Hey, why don't we go through the Stones 81, 82 version of 20 Flight Rock. That's surprisingly for an old sort of rock and roll tune like that Keith used open G for that. And I'm gonna use my Keith Richards standard tuning guitar for it. But it's in open G. Or about that. Don't worry about the low E string. You can tune it down to D or up to G or just ignore it entirely. That one's not really in it. But a few things give it away that it's open G. For one, if you watch the old videos, he's not using this guitar for it. He's using the other telly, which was his open G telly. But the other part is Ronnie plays the solo. And on one of these old rock and roll 50s oldies ones that really cries out for a Chuck Berry solo, Keith would almost always do that, except if he's in open G. So he doesn't really do the Chuck Berry stuff when he's in open G. So that's why Ronnie takes the solo instead of Keith. Otherwise, in standard, no doubt, Keith would have taken it. But there are a few other things that we'll talk about as we go through it. So it starts with this little lick. So that's bend up at 3 on the A string to a GG, sorry, DG. And if you listen, Keith doesn't quite bend up the note as far as you'd expect. His sounds more like a punk kind of, where you'd expect it to go. It isn't that. It's sort of halfway between that and that. Up here to 5. So, front side 5, 9, 5, 9 on A. To a D at the 5th. And you can do DG. Sorry. You know, so is that. I love how much my baby to wait, you know. Then it goes up to. Does the same thing up here as it just did. So it goes 7 to 11, and then 7 on the D. The elevator's broken down, so I. That's the little chorus part. So it's I walk 1, 2 flights then. So it's on the A string 0, 3, 4 to an open D string, 2, 0 on the D. So you can see how you can do that pretty quickly when it's open, when it's an open G tuning. And you can also do. So listen to live versions of Keith doing it. Sometimes he does on the D string, goes 0, 2, 3. Right, stuff like that. But then when he goes up, he just does that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that single note stuff. He just does it. So at 5 on the A and D string. So you can do 2 up on the D and then 3. Does that last one up here at the 7th fret. mechanics like that on the G string. 3 and then off to 3 on D. So like before Mick will go, when they go to that little break, he'll do a 7 there. Just slide up B and E to 3. And then that's all there is to it, really. It's just a question of getting the tuning right. Once you got that. And you can tell, if you listen to their live ones, you know, it's not precisely played, and that's sort of the spirit of it. So don't worry if you get a little sloppy and it sounds kind of ramshackle. That's the kind of Stone sound that you're going for, especially 81 and 82. They were sloppy as all get out. So it's okay to fudge a little bit. Good luck.